Hey, listeners, welcome back to the Review for Few podcast. Oh my god, I am so upset that I did not record an episode last week. And I promise you guys, I really wanted to record an episode. But unfortunately, I was sick. Yes, you heard it here first. I was sick and it was I was congested really bad. Like, I woke up, I came home from work and I woke up on the couch and I was just super hot. Like, I'm in Northern America, the northern states. Like, it's not supposed to be hot, especially what the weather's doing right now. But I was like burning up. I felt like I had a fever. I probably had a fever. I was very much so delirious, but because of everything that I had going on at work, I did not want to stay home and just suffer in my sickness. So I woke up every morning last week and drove to work, whether I felt good or not. Fortunately, this week I'm slowly starting to get better. I'm seeing the sickness leave my body. You could tell the difference between like, ooh, you sick mucus to okay, you're getting better mucus. And so I'm at that stage. Monday I wasn't feeling too good, but slowly but surely I've been getting better. I don't know what I had. I'm going to assume I had a common cold. I don't know. I was very much so delirious. I had body aches at one point and I was thinking COVID. And oh my God, I have PTSD from COVID. I experienced COVID one time, and the one time I experienced COVID, I was also on my period, and that was torture. I literally could not get out of my bed. Thank God I had learned what diaper was at that time. So I was just dying in a diaper, but it made it all the more painful to change whenever I decided to get out the bed because my bed was really high up. So it was kind of like a huge step down for somebody like me, but I'm getting better, and that's good. Last week, The Residents dropped on Netflix, and I so wanted to talk about it. I saw it while I was sick. It was so good. Since it's premiered in like it's only been out for like a week. Come Thursday, I've seen it 3 times. Yeah, I've seen it 3 times. Might be going on four. It's so good. I love a good whodunit. Um, I liked how they, in one episode, they kind of really paid homage to Knives Out, with Benoit Blanc. I don't know the actor's real name, but if you've never seen the movies, I know there's one on Netflix, the one with Janelle Monáe, and then there's one on Prime, Amazon Prime, and that's the first one. And it has Jamie Lee Curtis in that one, really good. Chris Evans is also in that. A lot of other good people. Yeah, so the first Knives Out that I could think of, and I'm going to assume is because that's the name of the title of the movie. That one's on Amazon Prime, and you guys should definitely check it out if you love a good whodunit mystery, just shebangle thing. And I dare say that the first Knives Out is better than the second one. I think I just said it. The one with Janelle Monáe is good because that one has like a little twister. It's like, what? I've only seen the first Knives Out one time, and I only seen the first Knives Out one time, and that happened to be while I was home in Florida back in March. But I've seen the one on Netflix like a good 2-3 times, and I really like it. It has Catherine Hahn in it, who played Agatha and who's played so many other great roles. But obviously, Agatha is the first thing that comes to my mind in this moment, since that was the last role where she really just shook me to the core. I definitely can't wait to rewatch Agatha. I think I'm definitely going to rewatch it come October because why not? I don't have to wait for anything. Like, The Witch's Road is everything to me. But anyways, The Residence is a good whodunit, and it's by Shonda Rhimes, the lady behind is she behind Grey's Anatomy? I don't know if she's behind Grey's Anatomy, but she's behind Bridgerton and Scandal, even How to Get Away with Murder, and I love How to Get Away with Murder. I love me some Annalise Keaton. Stop playing with me. Viola will always have my heart. Come on now. But if anything about Shonda Rhimes, and when it comes to her production company, you just know it's going to be really good. And I think that's what somewhat drew me to watch The Residents. Uza, I don't know how to say her last name, but she was in Orange is the New Black, which I know, surprisingly, shockingly, I've never watched Orange is the New Black. It's not because I've never had time for it. At its height, at its peak, I was just never interested. And when it ended, I still wasn't interested. I remember when it first came out and it was like, oh, maybe. And then it became like, oh my God, Orange is the Black. I don't know, like certain hype I can't get behind, I can't follow. One day, I'm sure I will watch Orange is the New Black, but I did not watch it during its peak prime. And I do not regret that at all because there are a lot of stars in Orange is the New Black that I really like and have seen in other projects. So eventually, one day, someday, not today, not this week, I will watch Orange is the New Black. And I'll let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on it. I can't tell you when, where, how. I don't think why pertains, but you know, just the rest of them I can't really. So like the three W's with the H at the end. But The Residence was really good. It takes place in the White House, and surprisingly, I did not know the White House had so many levels. I had heard about it. I've been to the White House before, so I know a little bit more than what I knew, say 4 years ago about the White House. But watching The Residence was just like, oh my God, like I just love like the scenes, the layout of it all. I love scenes where it's like, can you tell who did it? And going back, I kind of can, but you can't because it's like, oh, they're good. They're good. Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston is another good whodunit mystery thing, which is also on Netflix. It's a Netflix original film. There's two. There's Murder Mystery and there's Murder Mystery 2. I have yet to watch Murder Mystery 2. I have played Murder Mystery 2 like 2 times now. 3 times, that's a lie. And the 3 times that I played it, I have seen the beginning and like somewhat fell asleep. Like I just was like, I'm so tired, and I fell asleep watching it. And I promised myself I'm gonna actually watch the movie in its entirety because I really do like the first Murder Mystery. But real good who done it in The Residence, the way everything is set up. It's 8 episodes, guys. 8 episodes. They're all like 40 to 50 minutes minus the last episode. That goes over an hour. That's like an hour and some change, honey. And trust me, you want your change. Because how the whole mystery unfolds, it's like, what? It's just, there's so many factors, so many things in it. And I think the number one key component that I took away from the series that I could tell you without spoiling the show is that, like, everybody plays a part. And that's why, because if you watch it the first time, I don't think you really pick up on it. And don't be like, I did. Shut up. If you watch it the first time, there are some things that you're not going to pick up on. But when you watch it the second time, there are characters that are highlighted more than others. And it's like, well, why don't you highlight this character more than that one? Like, why would you favor this one over that one? Like, there were just key components to it. And things that you might think are irrelevant are, in fact, quite relevant. And it honestly was a really good show. Clearly, I loved it so much. I've seen it literally 3 times, and it's came out a week. I think I finished the show within 2 days. I want to say 2 days. I think 2 days. And I just kept going back. I was like, you know what? I finished the episode like, I think it's like some point in like the morning on the weekend, I think, or so, I don't know. It was in the morning though. I definitely finished it at home. So I'm gonna assume the weekend since I obviously work for a living, unfortunately. And I was just like, you know what? What the heck? Why not watch it again? Why not watch it again? Like, it's just so good. It's too good. I love it. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to give too much away because it honestly is a really good show. If you have not watched The Residents, do yourself a favor. Call up your buddy, call up your friend, call up your sister who has a Netflix account and say, hey, Sissy Pooh, can I borrow that password? Because I know Netflix keeps raising their prices. My mom tells me all the time. And every time I want to tell her, like, just cancel Netflix. But then it's like, there are the small bits and things that I really like about Netflix. Like, hello, I need to stay on Netflix for Bridgerton. I'm still waiting on the next season of Ginny and Georgia. Still Magnolias just dropped their new season. And I hate the fact that I fell off of that because it really was a good show. It stars Joanna Garcia. I think that's her name. Ariel from Once Upon a Time. And I really loved it. It's despite not having seen the original movie, I really like the show. Like the show has that nice flavor. It makes me feel like an adult. If you know me, you know that I don't really do adult things. So when I do adult things, I have to point out the fact that, oh my God, I am an adult. So it's things like that. But yeah, guys, Netflix is going up, but I gotta stick around. I gotta see how Bridgerton ends. I'm still, waiting on Ginny and Georgia. I'm not gonna hold my breath because, Netflix takes a year. Squid Games is supposed to come out later this summer, and I'm really excited about that. Like, come on now. I think Squid Game is one of those phenomenons that you just, like, you come on. Come on. You dropped another season on Netflix, but I'm not a You fan, me personally. I guess I'm going through Netflix's whole catalog. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not a fan of You. It's never been for me. The guy who stars in it, he was in Gossip Girl. I don't remember much about Gossip Girl. I watched it with my mom. It just wasn't, wasn't for me. Speaking of Gossip Girl, they put Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick's movie, A Simple Favor, on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, that's so crazy because they just dropped their sequel, Another Simple Flavor, Another Simple Favor. And this time, the leading man in this movie that Blake stars in is Michelle Monroe. Or Mikkel. Is it Mikkel? For somebody who really wants an Italian, I don't know how to say Italian names, but the really hot guy that everybody was obsessed with on Netflix like 2-3 years ago. It stars him, and it takes place in Italy. Hello? You can't do a movie in Italy and not have him. Like, he's just so smoking hot. Like, he's just so good looking. Like, oh my God. Like, I really want an Italian. What do I need from Italian? No. What does an Italian need from a Diavion? Not a black girl. Not an American. From a Diavion. Okay? Ask about me. Okay? Anyways. I just find that so crazy because the lawsuit is still going on. It's probably not, well, it's not, I'm not even going to say probably. It's not as big as a spectacle as it was a couple of months ago because every time I was on TikTok, I would watch Candace and I would see her explain the whole thing, the whole dilemma, and I live for it. I am a JTV girl and I love Raphael to the core of me. I love everybody in Jane the Virgin. Like, it's not even about Jane. It's obviously it's about Jane. It's not about Raphael or Michael. This isn't Twilight because Twilight doesn't even compare. Twilight sucks. It's about the fact that the characters in Jane the Virgin are just like, oh my God. Like, I just love everything about Jane the Virgin. So seeing a character that was in Jane the Virgin be attacked personally does not sit well with me. Like, when people were like mad at like Gina Rodriguez because she said like the N-word, and it's like, it gives me heebie-jeebies, even though she was literally singing a song and people got so offended, and she was like, well, I'm from this area and like it's known, and it's like, that's why I can't be famous, because you ain't finna tell me what I can and can't do just because you're offended in some other time zone in a completely different tax bracket. Like, leave me alone, okay? If you belonged up here, you would be up here, and you're not. So leave it as that. That's just me, and I'm not even in that tax bracket. Just saying. Speaking of which, make sure y'all do your taxes. It's April. April Fools came and went, and I ain't hear not a single April Fools. I think this has to be like the first year that April Fools was literally a joke, and I mean that with every serious bone in my body. Like, what's going on in America is I don't know, but all I know is that nobody screamed April Fools because every day is a joke at this rate. So here we are. It's gonna come like April 6th. It's a joke. April 8th. It's a joke. We're gonna June 20th. It's a joke. Like, oh my god, we're still doing this. I just gave myself the hiccups. Things like that. Gina Rodriguez, she's also in Will Trent. I think I mentioned that a couple episodes back. I've been watching Will Trent. Ooh, honey, I was 3 episodes behind, and I am caught up. I'm caught up, y'all, and I am loving every second of it. Oh my god. But now I'm sad because after watching Tuesday's episode, I could tell that, like, I feel like Gina is gonna leave the show, and it's like, why would you guys do this to me? Like, you guys introduced her this season, and now you're telling me you're not gonna keep her forever. And it's like, what? I love Gina Rodriguez, and I'm like, kind of like iffy on like what happened to her show Not Dead Yet, because that was actually a really good show. I just don't know what's going on in the world, and I just hate it. But I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys. Bear with me. Slow the audio down if you can keep up. I just had my own little Dory moment. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, if you can't keep up, slow it down. But whatever. House of Dragon is officially back in productions, and I can't wait. So I'm expecting new episodes by next year. Like, this time next year, if there's not new episodes on Max, I might literally strangle somebody. Okay. I'm waiting for 1,000-Pound Sisters to also come back on Max, since I don't have cable TV. Come on Max, because I haven't seen that 1,000-Pound Sisters is back. And it's like, where TLC? Tell me where it's at, TLC. I would like to know, TLC. Show me where it is, TLC. I want to watch my Slayton sisters. Like, come on now. I don't play when it comes to I don't play. Especially when it comes to, like, my little TLC shows, like 90 Days. Let me tell you something. Let's get into the thick of it, right? As great as The Residence was, The Residency, I don't think I say that word right, because it's not residence. It's like The Resident. The show is really good, and I wish I could talk more about it, and I wish I dropped an episode last week about it, so we could talk about everything that's going on 90 Days, The Last Resort, as they actually dropped the tell-all, and I'm so flippin' happy. Let me tell you why I'm so flippin' happy. Everything that happened this season in 90 Days, The Last Resort, was so just, what? And I watched the first part of the tell-all. First of all, wasted my time. Okay, wasted my time. You're telling me none of them knew that Jasmine was pregnant? None of them knew that? Did they really think that girl walked up in there with a pregnant belly and that baby was Gino's? They thought that baby was Gino's? And I feel bad for Gino, but I feel bad for Jasmine. I feel bad for both of them. And they both play a big role in the demise of the relationship. However, here is my problem. You had an open marriage. You wanted to get, the slang from somewhere else. Got it. Whatever. I couldn't. But that's just me. Right? It's the fact that she was at the reunion. She's like, oh, like my marriage stuff. Like, she still has her wedding ring on. The ring that Gino gave her, like, she's still wearing not only her wedding ring, but like the band. Like, you're wearing the whole set while you're sitting there pregnant with another man's child. It's not even about just being heartbroken. It's about disrespect. Take it off. Take it off. Why am I wearing a ring to another man that I clearly... She says she always has love for him. I got it. You always have love for him. But in this moment, you no longer love him. You are sitting there pregnant with another man's child. The man that was supposed to provide you the slang. to help you work on your marriage. And now you're pregnant with the slang's child. I'm just saying, I think that's messed up. That's just me. I understand that Gino and Jasmine had their own marriage problems and everything like that. But in the first part of the tell-all, Rob was going off saying, like, it was a plan for Jasmine to be with Matt. And I'm sorry. I have never called myself a feminist because after I really learned the term feminist, I know that not all of my morals and principles apply. So I don't call myself a feminist, but I completely agree with Rob. I definitely think something was going on, something was played, because at the last episode of the show, she was like, in order for our relationship to work, in order for us to have this open marriage, it has to be Matt. It has to be Matt. It has to be Matt. Why? Why? You got this man telling you, make sure you eat and drink. Honey, that's your man. Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And you cannot sit up here and lie to my face. I know I've only roamed this earth for 24 years, but let me tell you something. Stupid is something I am not, okay? Stupid is what I once was when I was like 21, okay? I'm not there now. 3 years have passed. I have learned to listen. I've learned to communicate. I've learned to just see better, not just because of my corrective eye surgery, but just really understand people. And it's so crazy because I had a therapist once who told me like I was an empath. And it's like, really, I could get that. I could feel that. Sometimes it hides my emotions. And sometimes I try to just like not feel people's emotions. I try not to let it get to me. And it can sometimes bring out a part of me people don't like, but we're not here to talk about me. We're talking about Gino and Jasmine's marriage. The point is, when you put your marriage on that platform, and Rob was like, Jasmine, before Rob said it, Jasmine was like, I don't have to explain myself to you. She was talking to Rob. And Rob was like, it's not about, he didn't say it like this, but this is basically what he was trying to say, but I'm actually the bigger person. It was the fact that, like, you do not have to explain yourself to me, but you are on a reality TV show. You are on a show that is broadcast to thousands, if not millions. You don't need to explain yourself to me. Explain yourself to the fans. And if you don't want to explain yourself to the fans, get off the couch. Get off the couch. And people are so quick to be like, oh, she's pregnant, this, and that. Jasmine got up. Rob didn't get up. Jasmine got up, and she chucked her heel at him. Now, Rob did use some choice language. He called her something that rhymes with a horse. Let's say that. A horse. Or the shore. The shore is a good one. The beach shore, you know? And in a sense, should he have used that terminology? No. But I like what Gino said. He called her a HOE. And it's like, now that I can get behind. But a shore? No. What Gino said. Yes, I'm trying to think of like a smart way to say it without like, you know, but whatever. Things like that. I completely agree, right? Anyways, enough of Jasmine and Gino. Let's jump on Sophie and Rob. They went 9 months, quote unquote, not being intimate with each other. And now that they're like no longer together, here they are being intimate. And it's like so crazy. And it's like, call me, I think it's just like that young mindset in me. I feel like there's more to them. Like they could really work on themselves. They could work on their issues if they work on themselves. Like look at yourself before you start really like looking at somebody else. Like I really kind of had faith that they were gonna get through it. I'm like, oh, this is so ugly. But they're gonna prevail. And you know, we'll see what happens when part 2 of the tell-all comes. But a lot of things like that. And Sophie does have a childlike manner. Florian was like, she wrote a poem to herself and stuff like that. And at first I was like, that's so weird. Why would you write a poem to yourself? And then like after she read it, I kind of understood it. But in a sense, it's like, you still like, you were like deflecting because like, you were the words came out of your mouth, but like the words weren't your words, but they were your words. Like it's just so weird and hard to explain if you haven't watched the episode. It's just so weird. So weird. Anyways, next, on to Natalie and Josh. I feel bad for Natalie. I think she definitely deserves love. I've been watching the 90 Day Single Life, so I kind of get to see how Natalie and Joss relationship began. And, once I have that in my mind, after watching The Last Resort, I'll kind of understand, like, oh, it is what it is. But if I'm with a man for 3 years, first of all, I'm not with a man for 3 years, and I don't know what the inside of your house looks like. If you know what somebody looks like in and out clothes, you should know where they lay their head at night. No? No? Is that just me? We're talking about people who are in their 30s, 40s. Here I am in my 20s, and you're telling me you don't have the common sense? I would not stay for 3 years. I've heard of a 3-month rule, not no 3-year rule. I'm not giving 3 years of my life. And it's the fact that, like, she wants a family, she wants these kids. And it's like, you were so willing to see this through that you stayed all 3 years just to get nothing. And now he's dating somebody else in the 90-day universe. And I heard through the grapevine, that be TikTok, that it was Libby's sister. One of them. I can't remember the name at the moment. But we'll see when we see part 2. And if there's a part 3. And hopefully they really come with something. Like, I'm tired of this little part 1 was not it. Anyways, Benny and Ari, I kind of felt bad for Ari because she really wanted love. But she did go on that show to just blame Benny. To just be like, Benny did this, Benny did that, Benny did that. And she really just wanted everybody on her side like, yeah, F Benny. Why would you F that man? I don't care what ethnicity a man is. It's still a man. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that until they dive more into it during the tell-all. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, on to Stacy and Florian. Honey, I don't know. I feel like they were the only real couple there when you look at it. Gino and Jasmine had some breakthroughs. So did Julie and Brandon. Like, some of the couples, they had really good moments. But I feel like Stacy and Florian were really into it, especially Stacy. Like, she really wanted her marriage to work. She really wanted something. Not saying her marriage didn't work. We'll find out more than the tell-all. But I just really, really have a strong feeling about that. Brandon and Julia, I don't know. I would love to dance on top of a bar. Would I want my coochie out? No. Sophie, she gonna ride or die for the girl. She was like, she did not have her coochie out. What are you talking about? She did not have a coochie out. What are you talking about? That's straight rubbish. And, Brandon was like that. But I feel like Brandon's a guy from Virginia. And when I think of people from Virginia, and it's like, they kind of, I'm not saying he wants a down-to-earth girl, because if he wanted a down-to-earth girl, honey, West Virginia's right there, and all them other little country little places, okay, North Carolina, all of them. He got himself a Ukrainian girl. Like, I just think there are just certain things, guys. There are just certain things. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I definitely feel like Brandon needs to grow a pair. He wants to be a daddy so bad, but yet he fails to realize he already made himself a daddy out there, baby and Julia like that. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I think that's all the couples. Did I forget a couple? I feel like I forgot a couple. I don't think I forgot a couple. Season 2 of 90 Days, The Last Resort, was definitely more wild than the first season. And I watched the second season because everything I saw on TikTok. And so I was like, I got to watch the first season to really get a feel for The Last Resort before I watch the second season. And I'm glad I did, because the first season, they were so just kamate. And then here, the second season, you just have all these firehouses. Like, I feel like as soon as I saw Jasmine, Natalie, Sophie, like, oh my God. It was just, a disaster waiting to happen. Unpopular opinion, but totally my truth. I did not think Ari and Benny were going to make it out the retreat. And sadly, that's what happened. I think that type of stuff sucks because there's a kid involved, and their kid is so cute, and their kid's name, his name is not Avi, that's his nickname. I learned that because at first I was like, oh, his name is Avi, my nickname's Avi, but his name is something else. Avi's his nickname, and it's just so cute because Avi's my nickname, and I'm a sucker for similarities, guys. But I don't know, guys, between Netflix And Max, your girl's running around. Okay. I hadn't been on Hulu in a minute, guys. Like, I had to catch up with my shows. Like, I'm behind on The Rookie. I'm behind on Abbott, but I've been behind on Abbott. I really need to catch up. Oh my God. I'm horrible. But we gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. Spring is coming. Hopefully, it was so nice and warm last week, and over the weekend. Just for this week to be really cold up here. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to say find that groundhog and check it. But I don't know. It's so weird and it was so crazy because the lady was like, March and April is a weird time. And it's like, oh no, it definitely is. It definitely is. I'm a winter baby, okay? March 1st, I'm a winter baby. That's still winter. I understand. It's just like, I need spring. I understand that my birth date falls in the winter solace, but spring is supposed to start in March, and I don't know what the calendar said the first day of spring was in March, but I just know it has yet to arrive here because it was 70 last week. Nice sun out. Now, I had to put on my sweats. At first, I was wearing jeans. I was showing more skin. Now, no. I need a jacket. I pack a hoodie just in case. Like, this weather is not it, guys. It's not it. The day I pack up my stuff and say sayonara, I can't. Oh, my God. I can't. I can't with it. But anyways, I think that's a lot. That's a lot that happened these past couple of days, and obviously sickness and stuff like that. Guys, don't get sick out here. Don't get sick out here. You see somebody coughing and hacking and stuff like that. The fact that social distancing and learning to wash your hands and cover your mouth exists because of COVID, it exists before COVID. Y'all were just nasty. So, remind yourself. You hear somebody hack, 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 tell them to get back. Okay? Like, that's not okay. Don't be out here getting sick. Summer right around the corner. Beyonce right around the corner. Chris Brown is right around the corner. I really want Chris Brown tickets. And it's so crazy because I was on Instagram. Before I end this episode, I had to tell you this story. I was on Instagram and I saw the Shade Room. They're like, everybody, want to say these things about Chris Brown. And, oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. But look at how many people are trying to buy his tickets. And it's like, and that's why I don't follow the hype. That's why I don't follow the hype. I love Chris Brown. Rihanna, whatever. The Barbados Queen, she forgave Chris Brown. They have been seen together since that whole incident. I think the last time they were seen together was like 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe 2016. It doesn't matter. The past is the past. Stop trying to make somebody else's trauma, somebody else's experience, your experience. Y'all love to be like, Chris Brown this. I don't like Chris Brown. Remember, he was supposed to do a tribute to MJ at like the VMAs or something like that, or VH1, something with some type of award show. I don't do award shows, guys. And they were like, no, because he hits women. And it's like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Now, hold up now. I am not for hitting women, hitting men, or just anything domestic. I'm not for that at all. But y'all be so quick to hate this. You gonna hate this man. Y'all gonna hate him like y'all do R. Kelly. Like y'all do Bill Cosby. And like y'all starting to do Diddy. But y'all ain't doing that. Y'all still out here loving him. And y'all be praising him. Because at the end of the day, he is an artist. Literally a multi-talented artist. He could paint, he could sing, he could rap. Oh my God, he makes beautiful kids that look just like him. Shut up. If you gonna hate on Chris Brown, how about the line? And let the rest of these people get tickets. Because obviously the ticket prices, they said they weren't that bad. So let me tell you something. I'm going to make it my mission, some way, somehow, to see Chris Brown come this August, okay? And we gonna leave it at that. We gonna leave it at that. Anyways, let's do a quick recap. Make sure you guys watch The Residents on Netflix. It stars an amazing all-star cast. I promise you, you're going to love it. And when you find out who did it, please don't drop your jaw like I did. Because you know what? There were minor telltale signs, but in the end, I don't know who did it. But it was definitely a good journey. As always, happy listening.